Welcome to Tech Ranch, a place where we learn and earn technical skills in the most efficient way. Let's make coding fun. Today we are going to introduce our new course about Java Swing API. Here we are going to cover theory and some coding and see how many types and the way we can develop a desktop-based application. Introduction of Java Swing Graphical User Interface API with syntax and lots of examples with live demonstrations and implementation of first program to present window-based application. In this session, we are going to see how we can create a frame, a simple frame, just to put a baby step on learning about Java Swing, to create a frame. Before we get into the demonstration, let's first see what is actually an application. Application based on end device, it could be browser based application, mobile based application, or desktop based application. To understand it in detail and better way, let's take an example of television device. A television that is a set of hardware which has some options for user to press the button and get the access of the content. For example, there is some called a remote, and that remote has some buttons that is power on and off, or increase the volume. You can do the plus and minus in the accessing the channel, connecting to other devices, or many more features. So all these buttons basically giving a menu on a kind of a user interface that a user can choose and get the access of it. So that particular thing is called user interface. In software form, if you see the end device like a browser, in browser user can go backward, forward, refresh, enter the values and submit the form and do all his access in the form of web application. That has a user interface with different types of language. One of them is called HTML. You can refer to our HTML course. Now, another type of device can be like mobile or any kind of operating system based mobile, Android, iOS, and many more. So that particular device contains the different type of operating system and they have different type of application. So that has a different type of user interface as well. Now, next we have the desktop device. For desktop application in Java, you can use Swing Graphical User Interface. Now, why do we need to use only Swing? There are many other type of graphical user interface API you can find out. And in Java specifically, it helps to not just only customized, and it's a lightweighted and it is compatible with all kind of operating system. So this is what we understand about the application. Now, Java Swing is a part of Java Foundation classes that is used to create window-based application. The same, another term you can use is desktop-based application. It is built on the top of AWT, Abstract Windowing Toolkit API, and entirely written in Java. Unlike AWT, Java Swing provides platform independent and lightweight components. JavaX.swing is the package name which we need to add whenever we work on it, provides the classes for Java Swing API, such as many other object you can use in your window, like a button or a text wheel or a text area, a radio button, checkbox, menu, color chooser, slider, and many more. So what you have to do is just adding the object and put it in your window frame. So for that, first you need to create a frame. So all these things you can find out in this hierarchy. Object is the basic or class. We have it in the lang package, and this further inherited with component and container and J component. So J component basically create your Swing API. Now here you can see this J component goes to the J label, J list, J table, J combo box, J slider, J menu, J abstract button, J button. So all these J stuff basically extended in the Swing API. And if you see the regular components like component, container, window, frame, dialog, applet, panel, so all these objects basically exist on AWT, Abstract Windowing Toolkit. This is why it is enhanced and improvised by using Swing, which is completely written in the same way in Java, but it is in a different and improvised form. They've customized feature or lightweighted components, platform independent, that makes it more compatible for any application you want to add. Now, as per the hierarchy, we'll go one by one with all the objects. But for now, since today is the first session we are going to introduce here, let's first create a frame. Now, there are two ways you can create a frame or a window in Swing. One is called association, where we are going to simply create the object of frame class and write up the concept inside the main method. Now, another way is inheritance, where we are going to extend the frame class, create a constructor and write the concept in the constructor and call the constructor inside the main method. So you can see the blue section association. This is what the implementation for the blue part, and the red extending frame. This is what the implementation for this is an example for you. Now, as you can see here, what we are doing, we are creating a frame. JFrame will help you to create an instance of a window. So with the help of creating an instance or declaring the object a JFrame, the creating an instance of JFrame will create a window for you. Now inside this frame you can add features like set visible or set title, set bound, set text and button and text area and anything you want to add in your window. Now, once the constructor definition and implementation is done, all you need to call that constructor inside the main method. So this is how we can have the creating a frame using association concept. Now, why we need to do in a different ways? So it depends on your application requirement. Sometimes you have an application which needed lots of objects, so all they are linked to each other. In that case you can use this type of concept. Now inheritance, if you see, all you need to extend the JFrame and do entire implementation in the constructor and call the constructor inside the main method. So sometimes you have other classes included in your package and that package contains so many dependent classes and a proper hierarchical forms. So in that cases you can use this type of concept to implement and create a frame. Now let's take a look at the demonstration. What is going to be our today's objective is we are going to create a welcome window for our application. Now let's code on. So this is my Eclipse IDE and I am going to have my very first Java project, Java Swing project. So it will be a Java project and we can mention Java Swing demo. TR is for my TechCrunch. Next, this is my project. Now inside this project, I'm going to create a package and this package name is Java Swing Demo TechCrunch. This is my package. Now inside this package, I am going to create a class that name welcome window. And I need a main method for sure. The JFrame class. Let's see the implementation of extending the JFrame and using the inheritance concept of implementation to create a frame. All you need to extend our JFrame class. Now, once this is done, since it's not included our package, all you need to include the Java Swing package. Now, once the extending is done, all you need to create an JFrame object. Now, let's define our constructor welcome window, and inside the welcome window, inside the constructor, all you need to add the stuff. So I wanted to display a welcome message. So what we can do, create J label. JLabel is another kind of class which has a just labeling the message or labeling the object definition just for the display. There is no response, there is no interaction between any that activity. All you need to just displaying it, simple, labeling it or printing it in the window. In the simple words you can see. So label will help you to print the message, welcome message. Now what else we can do here? Set title. So what we can do, set title, that will display in the top left side of the window. That's called title. Swing demo welcome. So this will be the title of the window. And once the title is done, set size. So just to have a proper size of a window, you can mention it here. Set visible will be true. In case of this, it will be visible, making your frame visible all the time. Now once this is done, next you can have set resizable. So what is resizable will do? It can be resizable for you. It will be more clear when we see the demonstration. I'll show you. Set default close operation or look and feel decorated. Whatever you can add on this. This is very interactive and you can explore by using the choices. So what we can do here, it will exit on close. When you close the window, it will exit from the program. Now, this is all the simple implementation where we are going to create the welcome message. Now, next is main method. Here we are going to call the constructor. So this is what we can use extending the JFrame class and creating a frame by inheritance concept of implementation for creating a frame in Java Swing. Now let's take a look at the execution. So since it's a Java application, you cannot use any kind of such things. So this is why we cannot use any keywords in your program. Now let's take a look at the execution. So this is why it was showing there. Now as you can see, this is my window, and if you see that this is resizable, this is called resizable. I can extend the size of the window from all the four sides. So this is what we said, resizable is true. If you make it false, it will be the same size. You cannot resizable if you see the difference. Welcome to TechCrunch. This is the label, and here is the label here. This is called title, TechCrunch Swing Demo Welcome. TechCrunch Swing Demo Welcome. Now if I close this window, it will exit from the program execution. So this is what it says, jframe.exit on close. You see? So this is what the implementation of creating a simple frame using Java Swing graphical user interface. So we have seen the implementation, and if you see the difference of another concept of implementation where we have the association. For association, what you can do is you have to create a frame, and that frame object, creating an instance of frame, and you can use that instance as a set visible. So to see a difference, let's see a small demo on it. So for that, all I'm going to make a small difference is I'm going to skip this cons code, and I'm going to have entire implementation here using the frame object which I have created here. Entire thing is the same. You can see I just made a small change. I remove the extend keyword and I just add the object. I created an instance and I use that instance to add all the features of my window. Now if I see the execution, it's showing me error, and the error is because the initialization of frame. Okay, so now you can see it's working. The same piece of code, the only difference is the initialization and declaration of JFrame, removing the extending concept, and using the instance for all the methods you wanted to add in your implementation. So we have seen both the ways of implementation, association and inheritance, for creating a simple frame in Java Swing. Now let's stay homework. So for Swing, itself is a big topic to discuss and very interesting thing to do. So we are going to take a reference of a homework as a practice project. We are going to create library management system. Now for today's session, what you can practice creating a window based application to management library content, where library assistant can add visitor in database and access books or content and process issue with checking issue date and other details and perform many operations. So this is our big objective of this product, library management system. Now today's session is practicing your welcome window labeled with welcome message. Just we did it. Create a welcome window labeled welcome message. For more features, we'll work in the next session to learn and practice more about Java Graphical User Interface API in detail. For any kind of assistance and questions and concerns and source code, please feel free to contact techranch2019@gmail.com. Stay tuned for more upcoming interesting and informative sessions. And thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned for more upcoming interesting and informative sessions. Let's make coding fun. Thank you.